is, I might have thought that what was the name from Nanranga, played so well for the Warriors on tour. I thought he might have been included. He might have had a chance as well. That's by the by, as we see the two teams running out into the middle of the field now with the knowledge that Suva won the toss, and they're opting to play from the southern end, from the seaward side, if you like, of the stadium here in Suva, in front of this disappointingly small crowd. And I can only put it down to the weather, because it is to be an attractive game. I have no doubt about it that we've got fireworks ahead of us, and I look forward to this contest just as much as Penny does, and his presence this afternoon is vital to us. The referee currently asking Suva, you ready to go? Looks at his watch, and it'll be Rewa to start. It'll be Tailevu to start action, and away it goes. It didn't come as he showed, way across to the left flank, and there's Suva taken on their 22-metre line. A wild kick back into centre field, picked up by fullback Sevaloni Lutu, and Lutu brings it across, puts his high in the air, makes no forward progress, down onto the ground it comes, tapped back by Suva, taken down on there by Vili Vicoso, down on the ground and away from Matawalu inside his own territory, and he kicked out on the full, and it is Matawalu who sees the play come back level to the position in the field from where he'd kicked that ball. That'll be the first throw in, and it'll be it'll be Tailevu's throw in. This is confusing me, the green jerseys, usually Rewa, and here we have Tailevu with a full green jersey against Suva with a full blue jersey, as in it goes into the line, flicked away way back by the Tailevu side, and a big pass out there from Seniloli out into the centre field is gone. On the 10-metre line they go down. Seniloli picks it in there and then gets a long pass again out into the outside, and with Suva offside, the penalty against, and there was a line of Suva players right offside, and they were there to pounce on the outside backs of Rewa, and instead the referee has said the penalty against, the penalty be taken from 8 metres inside the Tailevu territory, with Bosanawai looking to the grandstand sideline. He's hooked his left footer into touch, and it didn't make the ground that one might have expected, but has the advantage, of course, of being able to put the ball into the scrum, into the line out, and again it'll be Rambukawanga to put this one in for the second line out of the occasion. Rambukawanga to put it in over the halfway line. Way down the back it goes, and fingertips to it by Tailevu. They've got it, they're driving, they're down onto the ground there now. Suva close to the ball, Seniloli gets it away out to Vuati, and out wide it goes, but they turn it back in field. Vuati, it was a dummy he did, and back in field, gives it into the big row of forward, Tailevu forwards. And the ball on the ground again over the halfway line. Seniloli had no chance of getting it in, as the referee, who was allowing advantage from the knock through, said the referee, will take the scrum back on the halfway line, and it would be 17 metres in from the grandstand sideline, and from here we'll see a put in, Rewa to put it in. Rewa Tailevu done it to put it in, and halfback Seniloli, who's a former Sevens player and one whom I felt way back in when he was in the Sevens side had one of the smartest passes straight off the ground. He is a product from a school system, and here Seniloli gets it, comes to the blind side, puts a wanted grubber kick in, taken by Roy Vandra, takes it in field for Suva, links up with his forwards, down on the ground on his own 10-metre line, and they're coming out to Matawalu. He gets it away right. It's Ngisa, gets a kick away towards touch, and Ngisa finds it on the full just the same way as Matawalu did it earlier, and obviously has lost the advantage of position as he kicked it into touch on the full. We come back for the line out just 12 metres inside Suva territory on that lonely terrace side of the field. Well, I just look at the digital flags just fluttering on the grandstand sideline. You could see the breeze. There's no obvious signs of much breeze at all, other than what we can see with these flags. As up high it's gone, and it's locked knocked a long way back by Tailevu, right back to fullback Lutu, and Lutu again kicks towards the grandstand side of the field, picked up back in here by Suva on defence. Rovandra comes to the rescue, just 14 metres inside his own territory, 5 in from the grandstand side of the field, and the Tailevu side managed to turn it over. Out it went from Navarre that time. Navarre eventually it's relayed across to the far wing, and across there Vital drives it forward there. The ball close to touch and actually walked into touch. No, it was in touch before the defender, the Suva defender across the far side, was able to gather, and it will be there for a defensive throw-in. Suva to do so, and Veikoso with his first line-out throw. The Suva players have a chat first before they come up to the line, 10 or so metres outside the goal line, with Tailevu on the attack, and a big ball right down to the back, and it's taken right there. The drive is on, and there's Navarre. He's held up right on the line. The Suva players surround him as the Tailevu side drive it forward, but it was undoubted as a decision. Nobody managed to get the ball to the ground, and the referees brought it out to 5 metres with the defensive side, Suva, to put the ball into the scrum just 5 metres to the right of the right-hand upright. That was an interesting one from the line out, and Navarre, who was a late replacement, Navarre came on for, it was Salah Randindi, and into the scrum it went, and Suva getting it back to Rovandra. Rovandra finding it into touch, but not necessary. The referee said that the Tailevu players were offside, and there will be a penalty to Suva coming. A defensive one on their own 5 metre line, and this will be taken by Mulavoro. A new name to us for Suva in the Suva jersey. Mulavoro looks to the terrace side of the field, and a big ball, a good one, takes off plenty of territory. The flag is up some 15 metres outside the 22-metre line, the pressure off the Suva goal line, and it will be, of course, a Suva throw-in. Picasso again to throw in. His first wasn't terribly good. He's had a history, of course, of not being accurate with his throw-ins, even if he's got it to Brown. Brown, the referee, has given it an okay, even if it went straight to him, as in it comes, and out it comes to Suva through Matawalu. Nangisa prodding then, manages to find space as he goes forward there. 10 outside the 22-metre line, ball on the ground, Suva again, chip kick over the top there, a neat take, but eventually lost by Nukula, and as he went to gather, knocked it forward, just 5 inside his own territory, and it is a forward, not forward there. The scrum will go down. It will be a Tailevu put in. So it is Suva out of trouble now after early pressure from the Tailevu side.
Tanretione laloni gitu ko ndaraidan timi ruru na timi ni Tailevu. Ndone waselevu ni doru ni Suva rangito tonga na timi ni Tailevu na kamini ko wa mimbi mai na timi ni Mataivalu. Ndaraidan ni toko ngande toko talangon na ba ka toma isang kanduan na ulia. O iranga na doru rangito patawal ni timi ni Mataivalu. Rawase ruru tiko ni sini ko. Ndo ngito na timi ni Tailevu.
Well, there's the scrum that screwed right around, and to the extent that all the Suva forwards had their backs to the Tailevu goal line, and indeed the referee straightened them up and said, come back, we'll put it in once again, a position 4 metres inside Suva territory and almost on the 15-metre line in from the grandstand side of the field. So it will be a put in again, and it is Matawalu to put it in for Suva. In it goes, and quickly comes back to him too. He decides he's having a run, a reverse flick, and it comes back to Rovandra, who's right at his shoulder, and they've taken it forward over the half, but only to go to ground, and then see fellow Suvans come in from the side of the scrum instead of coming in through the gate at the back. Penalty against, and here we have yet another penalty to Tailevu, and the ball sawing into touch over this grandstand side of the field, taken by Suva's fullback Molavoro. The ball in touch on the 22-metre line for a Tailevu throw-in. Good piece of work from from that Boston away, and much better than the early one. And we're in touch on this 22-metre line, grandstand side of the field, ready for, it looks like Vessi to, no it's not, it's Vicosa, Villi to throw in. No, it's not. It's Rumbuka Wonga. It's a green throw, and the inner goes way down the back, and a grand take by them too, deep, about number 7 on the line as they drive forward there, drive and continue to go forward. Suva very loose and allow the tighter railway forwards come through the middle of them, and no sign of it coming out. Eventually it does. Down onto the ground it's taken, and there's a race for the ball, but Tailevu have got it in there with ball in hand as Kendrambuka. Kendrambuka went forward, held up there by Suva, 15 out from the goal line. The Tailevu side drive again, make a moment of progress. They continue to go forward. They've got position, and it's then taken by Suva as the ball dropped to the ground. Suva started to put the pressure on, and out it went to Marawalu, across onto the right flank. Nolia out into the backs, gets it across to Apelli Ruvandra. He goes over the 22, feeds it back in field, gets it neat work into Leone Tamburua. Takes it up over the 10-metre line, almost up to the half. Suva still going forward. Out it comes to Brown. Brown picks it up with 2 hands, but finds 2 green shirts against him. Ball on the ground, and out it comes again. Marawalu got back to his feet. Out it comes. Nice piece of work there, but Nyukula taken down to the ground. A high tackle upon him, and this causes the referee to pull them in and speak of the high tackle, and he's already awarded the penalty to Suva. No digging in the pocket this time, and Kendrambuka was just warned as the assistant referee on this grandstand sideline had spoken to him, and Kendrambuka again, the big tall timber from Tailevu is, and he is digging in his pocket, and there Kendrambuka will have a 10-minute spell. That 10-minute spell after 10 minutes of play, and Kendrambuka is off for those 10 minutes, making it simpler for Suva, particularly with the lineouts having favoured Tailevu already, and it'll be an advantage to Suva to play against 7 forwards.
Ia watrai mai se tumongon tu bertuna dorwoni timin ni Tailevu namba ba Thomas Kendrambuka ena buni ndona bibe suwandom bule wa dorea we administai Nukula.
Right, the ball on the ground for a moment. This is going to be a shot, Mulavoro. Now remember that the wind, the breeze, such as it is coming over the left shoulder of fullback Mulavoro. He's a metre inside his own territory, and what help there'll be, there's quite a blow as you suddenly see a pick up as Mulavoro is ready to make the kick. Mulavoro looking from centre field, he goes forward, he drives, he gets tons of height, plenty of it, and it is a successful kick, one of the few from inside one's own territory. 3 points to 0, Mulavoro succeeding with a long-range penalty in centre field. Way it went from a metre inside his own territory.
Dona penalty bondo mbula ya to darida kena ba dorea na dorbo emosi mulworo to kana vi mamando ni rau serida vi sebro klundua urida vi tebondo na kena go umadi rida tale bona dorbule lai fe to kana tu fullback and a team in Suva emosi mulworo. Already
then with the Tailevu team a man short, there's 3 points up against them. As a nice take in there by Nola Matua, about 18 metres inside Suva's territory. Back it comes to Marawalu, a high ball into the air, sends it back there midway 22 and halfway for Tailevu, and it's struck gold for Lutu as he takes it. He's taken it up almost to the 22-metre line and has the support with him as they go down 5 outside the 22. Ball on the ground and lost forward as an effort to try and take it in there. Manakarawa unable to pick it up, and eventually they scramble the ball forward. They take it up over the 22-metre line, 15 out from the goal line, and the knock-on was there. And similarly, the referee holding it up just 5 inside the 22. He said that there was obstruction from Suva, and here's a chance, therefore, for Tailevu to level scores. An easy kickable one from 5 inside the 22-metre line. questions being asked of the referee at the moment, but he's adamant that the penalty is worthy, and the penalty will see Bossanawai, a left footer again, and Bossanawai will take it back to the 22 to have a better look at it, and it would be 16 in from the terrace side of the field, and from here we see Bossanawai to try and level scores with play gone now 14 minutes. Suva 3, Tailevu yet to score. This is their chance. Bossanawai looks over his right shoulder in the calm, and that breeze that was so strong before seems to have dropped somewhat. Bossanawai stab kicks at it, drives it through, and it does level scores at 3 points all. No disadvantage at the moment with playing 14 men against 15 with Tailevu's man off. It is Kendra Muka taking a rest on the sideline. He'll come back strong, to be sure, after a further 8 or 9 minutes of delay. The restart towards the grandstand side. A high ball, a little too far. It's easy for Tailevu to gather outside the 22-metre line. They come forward, and with the Suva coming in from the side, the penalty against, and here going forward is Rumbukawanga. He's caught, taken down to the ground, caught by the 10-metre line. The Suva forwards pour in over the top of the green-shirted Tailevuans. Ball gone to the ground, and again a penalty against Suva. The referee says a handled ball on the ground on his side of the ruck, and well, we didn't see it. He was right in front there, right there, and was able to penalise Suva. Just a wee bit over-eager as they went in from the side to handball back, and here is the penalty across towards the grandstand tight line. That's the right footer of Lutu. Matawalu taking it nicely, angling himself towards the shoulder forward, and then fed it back. Mulavoro drives it right down towards the goal line, and right back there, Seniloli shadowing it, and my word, he only got it down just in time for it to be a dropout 22 rather than a try. Ball forwarded there to Kuru, who gets it infield again to Bossanawai, makes it a quick one, tries to get a pass away. The referee said it was knocked back by Suva, and it is Suva going in over the top. The held ball there, said the ref, and out it goes, and across wide goes Nakarawa. Nakarawa, a bit of a skip and a jump, and goes forward, taken down into the ground over the halfway line. Cotton, out it comes Seniloli again. They drive straight forward into the Suva defence. Inside Suva's territory they are now, and ball going away left. Gone off to Seniloli. Across it goes further left as the Tailevuans go forward. They're trying to get up over the 10-metre line, just short of it for the moment. And it's picked up across that far side. Nola Matua, he takes it, has a kick on the touch side towards the touch, but the referee said it was knocked through and no advantage from that kick for Suva. And back they come. Back they come for a scrum, and the scrum will be 6 metres inside Suva's territory on the terrace side of the field. We've gone now 17 minutes, and it's 3 points all, a penalty apiece after 17 minutes of play. A referee just stepping in until the ball is brought to the scrum. Talking to them in the front row as it's Matawalu poises to put it in. Quickly it's done. Matawalu gives it, gets it away along the ground. Nangisa slides to the ground, able to eventually scramble it away. Suva still containing possession. They've got it, and out comes Matawalu, gets it out wide. There's space across on this grandstand sideline, but the ball comes to naught as it's thrown by Samumbola across towards his wing on the outside. It's Roy Vander who come across right to the grandstand side of the field. Ball short of him. It wasn't a good pass, and the ball rolling into touch just 4 metres inside Suva's territory on this grandstand side of the field for the throw-in by Rumbukawanga. I don't think the teams have really settled down yet, Penny. I feel that they're just feeling each other. They're anxious for a victory, and it'll take them a little while before they settle into it, as it was raced through there. There was a gap in the line out for Suva. They took advantage of it. Eventually comes out to Ruavandra, who was actually in the midfield, and through they get. Marawalu across it comes to Brown. Brown goes forward up to the 10, caught, taken down. Suva again. They're over the top, and out it comes. Marawalu has a run and then a pass. Out wider again. A step inside. Neat work by Tambuarua. Caught up over the halfway line, taken down to the ground as he was sneaking his way through. There's a big defensive cordon here of Suva across the grandstand sideline. Nola Matua, he drives forward there, caught again as Marawalu gets it across, gives it off across to Vesey. Vesey takes those supports with him, and infield he gives it in again to Tambuarua. Caught and taken down there, still going forward. Suva taking it up towards the 5 metre line, but they are forward pass there as they moved it towards the grandstand side of the field. But a good forward rush, as good as anything we've seen so far in the game.
Ito ka nabi kartu badoran na darbu ni tim ni Suva ni otino to bimuri na yatulu lelebu ni tim ni Suva habeluta kito kino na ulia besirawa kartu bito man to kino samumbola. Na kaini ne ongo dari ni ruseta itu kana tim ruai ndo na ito tongi mai be mosi mai na tim ni Suva ka ndo na katini ka bitu miniti mai be amani mbosi mai na tim ni Tailevu.
Waiting for Senaloli to put it in after that vastly good legwork put in there by Vesey as he carried part of the opposition with him on his shoulders. He was able to keep the ball in play, and it's taken Suva to where they are now, and a penalty awarded. It was a handball down there, quickly taken by Marawalu, gives it back in field, neatly done to Mbola. He couldn't hold on to it. It's taken again by Nangiza. He tried to burrow his way through the defence there, and with the referee saying there was offside in there by the Tailevu team. Out it comes, and there was going to be a quick one by Amanasatai Nukula. Decides not to, and the referee sort of quietens them down. There was a little bit of disagreement out there, but it will be a scrum to go down. No, it was the penalty that was awarded right on the 5 metre line. And I think the referee is calling in the two captains, just asking them to take a moment and certainly cool down. Well, it was a good effort there, and I think that was initiated by Matawalu with that reverse pass. He's done that twice now, and he's got some arrangement with Rovandra, and it's Ngandi getting a caution for Nicola Matawalu's both yellow carded then. All right, two hotheads, you might say, as Matawalu does get a bit excited, and he's on the sideline, so we've got 13 against 14. 13 for Tailevu and 14 for Suva, and we have them on the sideline where the referee awarded the penalty, and the Suva side decided they'd prefer the scrum. So it's Nankiza moves into halfback for the Suva, the home side, and he has his a full back line outside him, and Ruivandra prepared right behind the scrum to go either side, and as the forwards keep it moving forward, the referee said that the scrum broke up. He's asked it to go down again, 5 out from the goal line, 10 to the left of the left hand upright. And so there's a bit of a chat in there. It looked like Nukula decided he'd have a chat to now it was fullback Mulavoro who's come into that one, and he's slipped into the back line. There is no deep cover as we see Kendra Mbuka to come back into the field of play. So they are level of numbers. 14 plays 14 as Kendra Mbuka goes back into the Tailevu scrum, and that will stop any over driving, shall we say, by the Suva side. They were able to push the team back. Down it goes, and out it comes towards Nangiza, and Nangiza trying to get it away, didn't manage, had it knocked out of his hand, back down onto the ground, it's gone. Referees decided to break it up with a penalty to Tailevu, and Tailevu's penalty will be a defensive one, 7 metres out from the goal line, as Nolia asks the question of the referee. Well, no change it is, and it's going to be the penalty, and this will be again Lutu to kick towards the grandstand sideline, and across it comes towards the line, soaring over the top, 8 metres outside the 22 for Tailevu's throw-in to a full 8. There it is there. The throw-in from Rumbuka Wonga. In it goes, and a nice take in there. Big effort in there from Nakarawa as he drives his way forward. Caught and pulled down as he was moving towards the grandstand sideline. And over the top go the rest of the supports are right there and a flick away. Seniloli just gets a quick one off the ground into his supports out there again. He's got it across, given it on to Mosesi Sella. The ball gone to the ground, picked up by Seniloli again. Started up, bossing away. Send it through the wing of Vital. Vital gets it across on the far side. Lutu takes it. Ball gone to the ground and picked up, and the counter-attack is on. Suva takes it over the halfway line. They send them back, and the ball lost to the ground as they reached out, snatched at the ball, and Suva had lost a ball forward just over the halfway line, just when there was a gap there, and I think that was probably the problem. He was looking at the gap rather than looking at the ball coming into his hands, and unfortunately for Suva, a knock on. This will be a scrum to go down, and the referee being called by the assistant referee on the blind touch side. He must have seen something from that other side there, and a bit of a chat to Suva. Was it obstruction? Is what he might have indicated was the yes, I think that's what it was. He was. The Tailevuans were obviously held and not released, and the penalty against for the obstruction. And here again, Lutu. Did he find touch? Has he got it into touch? I don't think so. Comes way back inside the 22. A change of direction, and across goes this time. It looks like it was more the Tundra. And he's got the speed. He's bringing it across. It's a Pele Ruvandra, in fact. Infield, it's gone through Mbola. Over the halfway line goes Suva. Back onto the attack they go. Infield there, Mulavoro playing it at half. Across it comes. Nice piece of work eventually to Tambu. A high tackle upon him, I notice, is allowed to go through. Forward it goes, and ball coming back to Suva inside the Tailevu territory, picked up in there by Nukula. Nukula takes it back in field. Ruavandra, he's all over the field, Ruavandra, for goodness sake, and out it goes again through Molavoro. They're compensating for the absence of Marawalu as they maintain ball, and the Suva forwards starting to show a bit of dominance out there now. I feel as out it goes through Tamburua, and a wild pass, not only forward, but it was nobody there on the outside to receive it, as we suddenly see the sun poking through from above, casting shadows onto the ground as the ball goes into touch inside the Tailevu 10-metre line. Play gone 25 minutes of the first half. It's still 3 points all after a penalty aside, the first in the 12th minute by Suva, and then in the 14th by Rewa in reply. Ball into the line out and through. Rewa going very untidy at that line out as eventually the Tailevuans get it. Out it comes onto the outside, and a long pass out towards the grandstand sideline, and here coming down a long kick that had been wasted. Mulavoro treading water almost as he couldn't get any movement forward from a ball going to the ground, but it's nicely snapped up by Tambu. Tambu gets it across towards and a little kick forward. The Tailevu side caught 15 outside the 22, and there a handball on the ground, and Suva get the penalty. It would be 12 metres outside the 22. It would be 10 in from the grandstand sideline, and this will be another opportunity for Mulavoro, who got the first penalty, we remember, from inside his own half, a metre inside, and while it was a metre inside, it was in centre field. The breeze was of great assistance to him. It'll be right behind him again, and from 15 outside the 22, it'll still be a long kick, and there'll still be some angle in it that he will have to be guided by. So this is his second attempt. There's been a remarkable lack of penalties favouring Suva, most of them, and there would be a good count of perhaps half a dozen, Penny, that have been in favour of Tailevu. So here's Mulakoro, a right footer, steps back from his mark and looks over his left shoulder at the ball, steps forward. He drives. It's a good-looking one from here, and up go the flags, so Suva have gone further ahead. Now 6 points to 3 after 29 minutes of play. The third penalty, and it's only been penalties that have counted so far in the score of 6 points to 3 to Suva.
Ira to mai waduru matalawa emosi na fullback ni tim ni Suva ndo tele na kai ki Suva sambilinga ngana kena to kina ono ka tolu tongana kena to na doro ni tim ni Tailevu. Dona gitu beraka, dona gitu koko satu noti ni rapi kila gitu gitu ni waselevu ngani tim ni Suva. Sarra mai lewa na to na tim ni Tailevu ena kabini koa.
Boston away ready to restart from centre field. The left footer, will he send it away the other way? No, he's decided to take it as indicated. In it comes, and a tap back in there, neatly done from Nolia. It's right back to, it looked, is it Matawalu back on? No, he's not. No, must have been then from Nangiza. It's picked up in there by Tailevu. A silly kick over the top there, and the referee has penalised Suva for a late tackle in the centre field. A tackle on, it looked like Kuru who'd taken it, and he just kicked wildly. It would have favoured Suva if it hadn't been considered a dangerous and late tackle. The referee has penalised them, and here's yet another penalty to Tailevu. And it is sent by Lutu into touch on this grandstand sideline. Touch found about 8 outside the 22. And again, I state that the sun's doing its utmost to come through. It's much lighter and brighter than it had been earlier in the afternoon, and the conditions are absolutely ideal. As in it comes, in it from Rambokawanga, way down the back, and they've got good ball from deep in the line out. Eventually it goes across the back line through Ngandi. Ngandi puts the ball down to the ground. He's lost it in a tackle. Ball gone forward, and it'll be a Suva put in, which really meant that the Tailevu team, while they got good ball, they made no forward progress. It went straight across the field from hand to hand to hand. And again, we see the players not running onto the ball being passed to the body. One needs to watch this just to be able to see that the ball is not placed ahead of the players running onto it, to have the momentum to benefit from. A penalty in the scrum, penalty favouring Suva. And a quick take. Going forward, in the middle, Brown. He's caught on the 10-metre line, Suva territory, but made 4 or 5 good metres of progress. Back out it comes again. Ruvandra playing it at halfback. Decides he's going to play the game in Tailevu territory. And a well-placed kick. It falls into touch. It goes along, rolls end over end into touch, some 10 metres from the corner flag, and puts Suva hard on attack yet again with a lead favouring them after 31 minutes. The lead by 6 points to 3, Suva over the Tailevuans. And now we have back on is Ngandi and Matawalu. They both come back in now. Referee has a chat with them, and the usual familiarities are exchanged as we wait for the throw-in. The throw-in from Rambokawanga. There's been a lot more throws in from him, I think, as in it comes, and the tap back, Senaloli takes it and clears it, gets it, and taken neatly there again. Rovandra goes forward. He's caught. He's 7 or 8 metres inside Tailevu's half. Tailevu didn't come forward to cut them down, as in it comes, and Matawalu gets it away. The forwards lined up, and through there goes Noel number 2. He goes forward, caught, and back they come again. 3 of them lined up to take it, and there they go. This time it's Rarawa. Vesey goes forward. He's made good couple of metres. They bring him back the other way. This time it's James Brown. Brown goes forward as far as he could go. Back it comes to Suva. The referee penalising the Tailevu side, and it was, he said, he didn't release the player on the ground. It was Mosesi Sella was held, and Sella rolling over. I think there's a bit of Hollywood there as he he was on the ground, looked as if he was injured, and changed his mind when the penalty was awarded. Well, here it comes again, and there's Lutu into touch. Didn't get a big kick in, but they've taken play outside the 22 on this grandstand side of the field. Ball in touch, a metre outside the 22. It'll be again Rumbukawanga to throw in, and their strength is way down the back where uncontested the ball went eventually to Nava. Nava feeds it out amongst the backs, and down they go, and then Lutu in the back line went to kick, watched when somebody coming at him, dropped the ball, and Suva are able to recover it. But the forwards, the Tailevu forwards over the top, take it away, and here is Another stoppage, the referee speaking in there to Vueti, the number 8 for Tailevu, and that could have been an obstruction in there as the man from the far side, the assistant referee, also steps in, and we see Vueti. Is he guilty? As he stands close by, he's happy enough. He goes to get the ball, and the referee said that it was the player pulled down. For some reason or other, pulled down, and I think the obstruction was just that, and that's yet another penalty to Tailevu. Well, that would take them to double figures of penalties now, with 35 minutes gone in the first half, the ball going into touch inside the 10-metre line, and that's kept Tailevu going forward for so much of the game. And while their forwards are certainly not intimidated by the named players of Suva, they certainly are making good progress, taking the ball forward, assisted by that number of penalty kicks. In it comes, and thrown straight down the Suva side, eventually recovered in there by Dakui Tonga. He threw it wildly infield and eventually was taken by Suva down to the ground. They've lost it, and out it comes again, a kick towards the grandstand side of the field, coming across to take it, and here again another one, and it's Rovanda again. We can't help but see him. He's all over the field like a jack in a box. Rovanda, and then flung away by Newcaller. Newcaller out onto the open, through some Mbola, back over the halfway line goes Suva. Ball on the ground again, and out come a quick one, and a show and a run. Down onto the ground it was, and back out it comes. There is Matawalu being scragged down by the shoulders. Down onto the ground he is, midway 22 and halfway. Penalty against, and there's another penalty to Tailevu. The referee giving what I would say is the 12th penalty to Tailevu. The penalty midway between halfway and the 22-metre line in centre field for Lutu to kick towards the grandstand side of the field. Across it comes, and taken across here again. Rovanda sends it infield, gives it across to Molavoro. Molavoro takes it across, and away they go down that other touchline. A kick and a chase. It's partially charged by the Tailevu defence, who scrambled it up. Beautiful piece of play, but he stepped into touch over the far side of the field as he was going forward. The big forward unable to take advantage. Nakarawa was right there, and he was bolting away down that sideline, only to find he was called back. He'd put a foot in touch just 5 metres inside Suva's half. That'll be a throw-in from Suva, across the far side, Vicorso, just inside his own territory, up high, taken nicely by Brown, and out onto the open to a flat-footed Nangiza. Gets a kick in away, though. Out it comes, and it comes across to Kuru, and back there it was a penalty to Suva, quickly up there, and as the penalty was being taken in there by Rovanda, the referee observed the ball knocked out of his hands. He's taken another penalty, the penalty 10 metres further forward. This will be a kickable opportunity with Nolia standing close by. Is he going to make it a quick one? I think he's indicated to his group, go across wide, but changed their mind, and it looks like a shot at goal. A shot, and Nangiza, what's he going to do with it? Is he going to have a shot at goal from? Yes, he is. The tee being taken out to him. A position of this would be 18 metres 15 metres out from the goal line, and it would be 7 or 8 metres to the left of the upright. Shouldn't be too difficult for Nangisa to increase Suva's lead as half-time is approaching. We've gone 38 minutes of the first half. Nangisa, a right footer, steps back. It's within reach, I'm sure. It's an easy opportunity for Suva to gain an additional lead, and one notices and reinforces the scoring with the fact that the score line has not been crossed by either side. All the points are penalties to now as we wait for Nangisa to see what he can do. And just a gentle chip, and through it went, 9 points to 3, and Nangisa is also on the points table as half-time is near.
So kaya sabi mga tala tim ni Suva ito tala na ito tongi manaya by Kemniel ni Ingisa ndun lorowo ka kilay na buturara ni Rawino ndo bunuan mata tim ni mate volewai ko tanga na kana tim ni Suva kinediwa na tim ni Tailevu se tolu chinga ngo.
Waiting for the kick-off at centre field. And the referee said no, he's had a look at his watch. He's decided no, there's no need to carry on. And the Tailevu team lead the two teams from the field with Suva leading the scoring with 3 penalties for 9 against a single penalty against. 9 points to 3 it is at half-time. Well, we're here back at the stadium and the two teams just out on the ground. But before we get going on in the second half, we'll look to see the news that's coming to us from our newsroom, the matches, other matches around the country, in which we see Northland 22 leading Overlow. No, it's not Northland, it is Naita 22 leading Overlow 12, Northland 17, Lotoka 15, and Rewa leading Varakola by 3-0. There the kickoff had been taken, Suva taking the play down towards and over the 22-metre line. They've changed around and now they're attacking the southern end of the stadium with ball on the ground, and Tailevu anxious to defend, standing up very shallow, and out it comes Suva with a double round and an extra man coming in the back line. Back in field, and Malavoro takes it back in the opposite direction, gets caught, taken to the ground. I think that Marawalu took the wrong decision, decided as the defenders were coming across in that direction, he was still going, and back he gone again. He's had it again into Vicoso. Vicoso then drives forward inside the 22-metre line on a direct and straight line, and this time it is a stoppage. The referee is calling in one of the Tailevu players, and with Dakui Tonga getting a call, so too did Vueti, who I think is the captain of Tailevu, and the penalty is awarded to Suva, right in centre field, right on the 22-metre line. Shouldn't be too difficult for Nangisa again to do what he did shortly before the break, and that was to slot it straight through, giving Suva that lead of 9 points to 3. So Suva take up the second half, starting with a lead of 3 penalties to 1 against, and this is a chance to make it the 4th penalty to Suva, taking them on to 12 points if they're successful. The breeze this time is straight in front, slightly on an angle from the westerly side of the ground, that is from the grandstand touchline. Nangisa just wishes to adjust the ball. Interesting, I was noting that I can't remember when we had a breeze that came from this side before, and that was like a soccer chip, neatly done, and Nangisa has successfully taken it on to 12 points to 3, with Molavoro slotting 2, Nangisa slotting 2, and this coming in the 3rd minute of the second half, and it takes Suva further in front.
Yo mai waduru mutala kaminele nengisa na kai ke Suva di utunga tolu miniti na ikaroni vi mama sali utunga na timi ni Suva kena chirgarua se tolu tonga na kena tolu doru ni timi ni Tailevu.
Bossanawai puts a long one in inside the 22-metre line. Marawalu manages to keep it in touch and then drive it along the touch line, gaining good 15 metres of ground before it rolled into touch on this grandstand sideline. It will be a line out favouring Tailevu, and with Tailevu dominating the lineouts in the first half, it will be interesting to see if Suva have introduced any tactics to overcome this big dominance with the ball going deep down. No, it does go deep down, and there uncontested Nava strides forward up over the 22-metre line. He's got momentum on. It's picked up again there. Seniloli had the support. They've taken it up 8 metres from the goal line. It's Tailevu on the attack. Here's theirs. They've got it in. Vueti strives for the line, and there he's got it over. Vueti's got the try. That's the first try of the encounter. It was just the haste at which it was moved and the support that was there from Tailevu. They were in numbers. They obviously called appropriately, and through they went, and Vueti gets the try, and that puts a different dimension on the game. 12 points to 8 now in, and the try kickable for a conversion.
Totoo na ilalaw ningi tortu wadorana doru ni timi ni Tailevu. Ni otiendo na kena dori men na ilalaw ningi to atarao Seniloli, Henry Seniloli. Dorobo ni mbau no dorobo lelengo manga na bika doratigo ngai soli wana kapitani esira weti na nora to namboalu non nanguta asira bondo te ko na loma ni ena lainiscoa singa ni rato taru biko rawa dorobo lele tim Suva sakuta gana ke Tailevu na gonongo ki na walu chirgarutigo na ke Suva.
Let's see whether Bossanawai, who's taken it way back outside the 22-metre line, seems to give himself a long kick. He's got the breeze right behind him. The direction between him, 15 metres in from the grandstand sideline, and on the 22 is where the breeze is blowing directly behind him. Delayed for a long period of time, but he's still been successful, and a converted try takes the score on to 12 points to 10 with Suva ahead, just those mere 2 points after they had scored first in this second half with that early penalty to Suva from straight in front. So it's a ding-dong go, and we didn't expect it to be much difference in scoring. It has been tight, tough and close all the way through. There the restart done by Nangisa, high ball, and his forwards right there as it was touched back by Tailevu. Suva driving it forward up towards the 22. Out it comes, grandstand side of the field. Another fine piece of work. Tamburua takes it up to the 22-metre line, ball on the ground, and they keep going further again. Samumbola bumps his way over the 22-metre line. Ball down onto the ground. Out it comes again. This time it's Brown having a dab forward. They've lost a bit of ground though. Haven't got beyond the advantage line as the ball goes down, and the penalty against Tailevu through there being offside after the line out and the ball on the ground. It was due to be taken. It looked as if it was going to be Noel Matua, changes his mind, and it's held back for Nangisa to kick for the corner. And into the corner it goes, close by anyhow, 10 metres out from that corner flag. It will be a Suva put in, and they have their chat as they go towards the line out. It'll be a throw from Vili Vicoso. No changes in the team. We can't see any differences. There's no replacements on so far as we wait for the throw in now by Vicoso. 8 metres out from the Rover goal line, the Tailevu goal line, into the line, not straight, says the referee, gives the option to Tailevu, and they'll take the scrum. The scrum a little further out than 8 metres, midway I would say between goal line and 22-metre line, and here coming in is the first, and Tarangaolu is coming in for Tailevu, and Tarangaolu takes up the position in the second position as Masavesi is coming off. There it is into the scrum, and by Jove, it was close to being underneath the own hooker's foot, and Vueti playing halfback, get it away from number 8 position. A big kick in there by Boston away. High ball and right back to Molavoro. Across towards the grandstand side of the field. More the Tundra takes it and takes it forward. Up to the 10. He's taken down to the ground. Caught, and the penalty against Tailevu. The penalties are going against Tailevu this time instead of all for them. And the referee was saying that they were offside, and they wait again for Nangiza to kick towards the corner. Into the breeze, into the touch. It goes 2 metres outside the 22-metre line, again on this grandstand side of the field. Ball to be put in by Suva, of course, from the benefit of the penalty, and Vicoso to turn it in. So far, it's been, most of the lineouts have been won by Tailevu. Suva have not really been terribly successful, even off their own throw, but there's a good one. Beautifully done in there by Nolia, and turned back, given it out wide, and there was the coat hanger tackle right around the neck, quickly taken by Matawalu. Quickly he sets it up, brings it across to the grandstand sideline, feeds it into Temo. Temo takes it back in field again, a change of direction, and made good progress in doing so. On the ground it is, 12 out from the goal line. Suva on the attack again, but the Tailevu forward struggling against it, as out wide it goes. A drive in there, and then Samambola with ball in hand. He drives forward towards the crossbar. And back they come towards this grandstand side of the field. There's room in there for Nolia again. He's leading the attack for Suva. Another drive by Nolia. Ball on the ground, and there's 2 Suva Warriors are down there, as the penalty is against Suva this time, while the Temo would appear to be on the ground. Is it Temo who's there? And Temo getting some attention as he assisted Nolia in the effort to go forward, and suddenly there was a turnaround, and it was Tailevu coming on the back foot, coming forward, and Temo manages to get to his feet, gives his head a shake, and he takes his position as Bossanaway kicks a brilliant one into touch, and from almost his own goal line finds touch, 5 metres, 6, 7 when he stops, 7 metres inside Suva's territory. The breeze keeping the ball in play, letting it swing into touch eventually, with the cover from the grandstand, the ball into touch, 7 metres inside Suva's territory for a Tailevu throw-in. Way down the back, it's gone again, neatly done and flicked away from Seniloli. Out onto the open, it's gone. A space has gone through there. Ngandi, he found his way through 5 outside the 22-metre line. He's taken in the tackle. A ball in, and the ball knocked to the ground by Suva as they came through, and in a hurry as the Tailevu team were mounting the attack on that terrace sideline. He says we'll have a shot at goal at this one, and of course with the score at 12 points to 10, if they're successful, it will be Tailevu that'll take the lead.
Totoo na kai wado na timi Tailevu ni otire kena dauri na polo mai bi Henry seni loli ve amani mbosana wai duru mai keno manungande da klani ngata to na vana duru ni tabi uningo ke duru mer ken rubi mama o amista nikula ke kemni le nengisa ia kaluda sarni ni tau kosa ni lolago ni manungande i solindori to gibi Tailevu waruda ngatongo amani mbosana wai.
I think we're having as much an interesting battle out here, Penny, between the 2 halfbacks. But we've got Matawalu playing well, Seniloli playing possibly even better in that he is less inspirational, but he's linked up with his outsides, Bossanaway and Ngane, much better, and certainly keeps the Tailevu attack alive. So we're waiting for the conversion effort of the penalty into points. And lifted high into the air, it's dropping, it's up over, and now it is Tailevu who have taken the lead. Tailevu going forward, 13 points to 12, and they're 12 points, the 13 points characterized by the presence of a try in their tally, whereas Suva have just got 4 penalties. They haven't crossed the Tailevu line. The restart, centre field, high ball into the centre field it goes once again, up high, neatly taken in there, good work from Tukiri. First time we've really noticed Tukiri in action, as out it comes again, Seniloli, a second line of attack, Bossanaway puts a high ball in, taken in there by Northern Tundra, He loses the ball to the ground as he's hustled there. Right back there, there's Matawalu to the rescue, and he starts to drive forward. That's his inspiration. He's quick, sudden, and positive in his effort. He took it over the 22-metre line, and there with the Tailevu team going in over the ball. The referee has said it's a penalty against Tailevu. Suva saved in that effort after Modhatandra, normally a safe catcher, was lost the ball as it came through to him, and it was a scramble for possession, and eventually it was Matawalu who rescued it for them. And there's the kick towards touch, and it bounces between two of them into touch on this grandstand sideline for a Suva throw-in, 2 metres inside Suva territory. And now we have Ndruma and we have Bainavalu coming in for the Tailevu side, both of whom look as if they're joining into the back line. And so 2 new players have come in for the Tailevu side, and one's taken from Seniloli, Druma, instead of Seniloli, who, as I just said, I think he's been playing outstandingly well. Matawalu getting a deep pass back after from the line out. It was not accurately sent back to him. The ball ran away badly, and then it scrambled up in there. Rarawa takes it forward there, up over the half, down towards the 10-metre line, and there was a dive in over the top, and the penalty against Nolia that time. He was off his feet and he was caught. The penalty against, and that would be from 5 metres inside Tailevu's territory and centre field. Here again it could be another look at a kick. I wonder whether Tailevu is going to opt for a kick there. But again, there must be some feeling out there. The referee has called in Nolia and Voetti to obviously calm the teams down. But seems to me that not really. We haven't seen anything observable. It's a problem amongst the two sides. It's just tense, tough, hard rugby out there. Nolia and Voetti going back to their respective sides, calling them in, and no doubt just cautioning them to play some good rugby. It's not bad rugby that's being played, certainly, and Tailevu getting a better share of the ball in the short period that it's been going in this second half, gone about 14 minutes. They've taken their score from 9 points to 3, or 3 for them and 9 against, to 13 points to 12, and Tailevu hold this narrow 1-point lead as they drive the ball into touch on this grandstand side of the field. Ball in touch, 9 metres inside Suva territory, and the throw-in will be that of Tailevu's Rumbukawanga. Ready to throw in. In it goes, and again way down the back, and that's where they've got their strength in the line out. That's where they've got a lot of ball, and Suva, I thought, would have been offside then. They came right around in front of the ball coming out of the Tailevu scrum. The referee let it go, and the Tailevu side try again. They start to run the ball forward. Good effort in there, Kendrambuka. He's taken it forward up over the 10-metre line, sets it back again. They're driving Suva back with his pick and drive. Ball gathered up there, an effort to go forward. Diving in there was Vicoso to prevent them going any further forward. But Tailevu step over the ball yet again. They've got it on their side. A nice pick up and another effort to go. Nicely handled by Tailevu. They give it hand to hand, working as a team. Up front, another gather there, and Ramokawanga takes it forward. He's caught and held, taken down to the ground, midway 22 and halfway. A spring out there by the new halfback, Ndruma. Ndruma then gets a grubber kick away, taken at the back there by Mulavoro. Mulavoro gets caught. They were there in numbers with Tailevu following up fast, and the Tailevu team gathering for themselves another penalty. The Suva side going in over the top of the ball, off their feet, and the penalty awarded 7 metres out from the goal line. Some good work there by the Tailevu forwards, going in numbers and supporting each other, taking play from the 10-metre line to about 8 metres out from the goal line.
Ratou kamakoroti ona timini Tailevu no ratou wasanga tale me ratou takosabana ni skoa ni Suva ia tata ko makito mai sarangandua na tim ni Suva kokoa o tundi ni kami da nangitongo mlete ni robe kila vina gati ona dorbo mai sarangandua rati kina levu no dorbo saramata viti en lewa vitu wakina lima na tim saratalanga ni Tailevu rati kina levu no dorbo kila ina mutura ni gitu lewa vitu wakina na lima ena non do benua Ratou waru bisong ito ngo na Danieli na mata mana sa solo na team ni Suva.
Well, it looks like Bainavalo, who's just come onto the field of play, has given them the responsibility. Vosawai looks as if he's gone, and it's Bainavalo to try and add additional points to the lead they've already taken just a short while ago. He's 8 metres in from the grandstand sideline, right on that 22-metre line. From here, he moves forward with his right foot. It's steered neatly, and it is away outside. It must have drifted outside the left-hand upright. It was high, higher than we could see it from our grandstand roof, and it remains 13 points to 12. Tailevu leading by the single point. Drop at 22 to Suva, and Suva 2 have a change. They've got 2 players going on, and Soro is going into the front row. So too do we see Namata, Nathanieli Namata going in at number 8 as the ball scrambled into touch as Suva, with the penalty, took it up towards the halfway line, and there the referee said it was knocked on by Tailevu before they were able to recover and send it into touch. We have a scrum to go down right almost on the halfway line. The Tailevu scrum is on the halfway line, Suva in their own territory as we wait for Matawalu to put it in for Suva. Matawalu felt that Rewa had pushed a little early and he was ready to take the penalty from that one, but the referee didn't agree and called for a scrum. Another scrum, same position, Matawalu to put it in for Suva. Waiting, the small crowd's grown a little in the period of time the game's been on. Off the back there, Namata then sends it out. A chip over the top. Will it find space? It does. It runs away. It's difficult for Lutu to recover. And there the referee has said that the outside players were offside. They were in front, said he, in front of the ball where it was kicked from, and they were able to hustle Lutu and into taking the ball. He failed to take it cleanly, but it is a penalty awarded to the Tailevu side, and the penalty will be on the 10-metre line. Offside then, in following up a kick ball in play, and we have the penalty awarded to Rewa. Being taken by Navalu from the 10 towards the grandstand side of the field, easily into touch, midway 22 and halfway in Suva's territory. Of course, it's Tailevu to throw in. Well, this continuing domination in the line-out by Tailevu is so very, very noticeable. Suva getting very little ball, even with James Brown in there, even with Nola Matur and Nolia. They're not getting it from the Rewa side. Rewa again have got it, and this time it's held in their scrum. They're driving it forward. It's a maul. They're continuing to go forward. The ball released and a short run on the grandstand side of the field by Rewa, by Tailevu, takes it inside the 22-metre line. They hand it back and struggle to get over the 22 again. Ball on the ground is coming back to Tailevu yet again. It's dropped ball, this time from halfback Ndrumo. And it gives Suva another chance, and the referee saying that it was lost ball forward. He gives the scrum to Suva. The scrum 3 metres inside Tailevu's territory on this grandstand side of the field. 20 minutes gone. We're into the final quarter of this interesting contest between Suva and Tailevu here at the TFL, or the National Stadium in Suva. Marawalu ready to put it in again. He almost asked the referee to get out of the way. And the referee says it's Suva's advantage as out it comes. Nice dummy run out into the back there. New caller goes forward. He's caught though. He gets up over to the same position he was before. Matawalu restarts. Here's an intercept as the ball went out there, and the referee saying now that that it was offside Tailevu from the base of the scrum, and while he was giving advantage, there was no benefit to Suva. The penalty is awarded 5 metres out from the 22, and here coming up is Molavoro to take it yet again. A kick towards the grandstand side of the field, and he sends it down into the brisk breeze. The ball in touch. 4 metres inside Tailevu territory yet again, with the lead still held by Tailevu, 13 points to 12, midway through the second half. It'll be Ramboka Wonga to put it in. I beg your pardon, it's Veikoso to put it in. In it goes, and the Suva's won their own ball, and out wide it goes. Across and through Nangiza. Down through the middle they go. Neat piece of work, and it's Nola Matua. He's taken it forward, and it dropped just short of the 10-metre line. Ball on the ground. Matawalu trying to get it. Dropped it. There was a penalty for them, and Matawalu takes it himself. He takes it up to the 22-metre line. Over he goes, and while he was running backwards, he was tipped down backwards, and the referee said there is a dangerous tackle upon him, and he, while awarding a penalty to Suva, is calling in the captain of Tailevu to caution them again that Matawalu had to go backwards to as he was struggling to go forward. He was running backwards, and it left behind somebody who's still on the ground right over the far side, and there is a red card, and that's a red card against Ngandi, who already had a yellow card, and Ngandi is off in the midfield for Tailevu, and that will make it 14 plays 15. The Tailevu side were point in front, will need that point and as many as it can gather, with this being a penalty kick from inside the 22-metre line, with Nangisa another chance to see if he can make it his third consecutive penalty. Well, that was a pity, but it was a plucky effort that came from Matawalu as he worked his way forward. He found a gap. He was drifting across towards the left side of the field, and they were all after him. And the reason of the removal of Ngandi was, I do believe, it would be a dangerous tackle for the way in which it was executed, with Matawalu almost hung up by Ngandi as he went to the ground. So again, Nangiza, right footer, from an easy distance, 20 metres out. Can he do it again? Waiting for it. Tailevu holding a single point lead. This could change the leadership as Nangiza taps it forward, raises the flags, and it's 14 points to 13, and it is Suva back in the lead. Nangiza getting his third penalty.
Ibinang may baduru mo talaga Nangisa, hando talaga na itotongi niyotin doon na bibesu bandumula. Evadoraya Manuel Ngande we Nicola Matawalu. Bandumula bika badora o Ngande mbretenia soli wana yelo kade na vida na miniti sauchani sama ni soli wana pepandamdamu. Me sama sara toka Manuel Ngande me sarava na buningito ne Tailevu.
There it is, long kick in. 15-13 is the score as they've got it, and it is held at the back of the maul by Suva and onto Matawalu, a high lift into the air down towards the 10-metre line, bounces out, nicely taken in there by Brown, goes forward up towards the 22. They clear it out onto the open. There are numbers across there for Suva, racing into it. Great piece of work was fullback Molavoro, setting up the attack inside the 22-metre line. He timed his run into the back line well, and here it's coming back on the Suva side from the maul that's there. Is the rucker that's on the ground now, and back out it comes. Back to Suva. Suva are getting it out into the open. They get it on this time to Brown. Brown takes it forward again. and it comes away from Marawalu. Good flick wide. There's Nagisa. He's found space. He's gone through, but they smother him into the ground. Just 10 out from the goal line. A Suva again, and they're going round the side. There's no way through there for Marawalu. Out it comes again. There's numbers there. Nolia with ball in hand, got caught, spun around. He's still going forward. Caught and taken down to the ground. And it's still on the Suva side. They've got numbers on each side of the ruck, and a drive in there. Suva have driven forward there. The best effort I've seen them do, I think. Ball on the ground, another drive forward, a pick and drive. They're 6 or 7 metres out from the goal line now, and being well contested by the Tailevu, the Tailevu team. They're right on the 5 metre line now, and no sign of the ball coming out. It is to Suva now. They drive, they're drifting across towards the grandstand side of the field. Suva still with ball in hand, and Suva with a ball on their side of the ruck. Ball on the ground, and they continue to go forward. An effort to go infield this time. Another pick and drive. And the referee said that they lost the ball forward the last time they went forward there, and it will be a scrum to go down on the 5 metre line, and about 12 in from the grandstand side of the field. Tight defence, good effort from Tailevu, holding them out even when they're short of numbers in their forwards.
Rato sanga tio bako na yatu levu na yatu liu levu ni tim ni Suva me rato topolea me rato waga malmalo mutaka na yatu liu koko ni tim ni Tailevu vida na forward drive waga doria ia vina ka ni koko na rato virin bai toka na doru ni tim ni Tailevu na kau nongo se liu tenga na tim ni Suva na trigalima Tailevu chirato.
Dreamer gets it in and gets a long one back to fullback Lutu. Lutu sends one straight down to the centre field. It's allowed to bounce, and coming across for it Molavoro. Molavoro then sends it across onto the left flank, and Molavoro tries to bump off the attackers, coming straight up after him over the 10 metre line in Tailevu territory, and there was a foot trip in there, said the referee, a foot trip of Suva by Tailevu, and the penalty awarded, and it quickly they take it up. Tailevu taking it over the Suva 10 metre line. They drive forward there in numbers, going up midway 22 and halfway. They go over onto the short side, the far side of the field, and the referee saying advantage Suva. His hand was up, and the penalty against for holding the man back, and the penalty, and now taken up 10 metres further. Obviously somebody spoke against the referee, and while it was going to be a quick one from Samumbola going to take it, decided the referee said hold on, and given it instead Matawalu to take it. Kicking towards touch on that terrace side of the field, using the wind, and the wind carrying it into touch midway 22 and halfway on that far side of the field. As we've gone now with 10 minutes to go, it's Suva 15, Tailevu 13. The other half-time scores around the country, for those who didn't get it, was Naita Seri 22, Overlau 12, Northland 17, Lautoka 15 at half-time, and the half-time score across the other side, Rewa 3, Vatakola without scoring, and there's Suva going through, and there they picked up the ball, bounced up so kindly, but it was an awkward one to be able to take, and Suva knocked it on as they were tripped to the ground, or they tripped themselves going forward, and there was an opportunity missed by Suva to have broached the Tailevu line. And here we have coming in another, this is Vasui Tonga, Morsesi Vasui Tonga coming in for Tailevu, joining them with 10 minutes to go. Kendra Booker's had enough of the game so far. He's done well, particularly in the lineouts. Has been instrumental in getting good ball for Tailevu and setting their backs alight with that good ball. So he's taking a rest now, and he's replaced by Morsesi Vasui Tonga. Play held up while there's a bit of attention given to Sevaloni Luta, the fullback for Tailevu. He's on the ground getting himself a rub. I'm sure he'll be ready in a moment or two. Not a problem to somebody like that. It gives Suva also a chance to regroup have a chat and decide, I suppose, their next strategies as they're up within 7 or 8 metres of the goal and very handy to the posts. It's 13 points Rewa, 15 points Suva, and still we have 8 minutes to go. Druma to put it in defensively for Tailevu, as Suva try to drive them back. They're jackknifing up, and out it goes those that Rewa get it, and it's gone out that time to the Rewa inside backs, to the Tailevu inside backs, and they lose it across. It's gone across the 5 metre line, and a penalty against Suva. Referee not clear in his indication that time as to what he was awarding the penalty for. May have been holding, as the ball then swung into touch. 5 outside the 22 on that terrace side of the field. Line out to take place. It will be Rewa to take it. Rewa, dear me. Tailevu to take it. It is Ramukawanga again. And he was ready to go, but there was a Suva player slowly coming on, Manasa Soro, coming in now, and he takes a position in the line-out as the ball taken neatly by Nakarawa. He's got it, and they go the short side, a high kick along the touchline. Back there after it is Rovandra. It's knocked through there by Tailevu, and no way through. The referees called them up. Back they come, as it was a fast follow-up in there on that far side by Kuru, and he knocked the ball forward as he went to gather it, and no way was that going to be allowed by the referee. We take the scrum. That'll be 8 metres outside the 22. Suva put in, and we have 2 more replacements coming in. Tundraki to come in for the Tailevu side. Likewise, we have Rundindi coming in, and that just about exhausts all the replacements of them. And we have Tundraki coming in, and he will take, so too is Dholati. No, Dholati is the Suva player, so he'll be in on there. And down they go for their scrum. 8 outside the 22, and while it's taken by Suva out to Marawalo, a drive through the middle. They've got it out wide, and the ball just flicks out of the fingertips of Suva as they've driven into Tailevu territory. Ball on the ground. Suva again. The referee takes them back. A knock through there, and again there's obviously some tensions out there, and the referee goes back to caution them, as again the assistant referee on the terrace side of the field stepping in. The referee on the grandstand side of the field also steps in to speak with the referee, and one wonders what was happening in midfield as we watched from the distance of the progress of the game. At the same time now we have Ilyasa Tora coming in for Suva as a replacement. Looks like James Brown that's coming off. Also coming in, Apanisa Nasila Sila coming in for Suva. As Tora in, Nasila Sila in the middle of the back line, and the referee comes back into his position and awards a penalty to Suva. 4 metres inside the Tailevu territory, and here is Bosanawai. Not Bosanawai, Nangisa. Kicks for touch, finding touch now midway 22 and halfway on this grandstand side of the field. Suva holding out as the play's gone on now with 4 minutes left to play. Very little by the way of injury time, and Suva in front by 15 points to 13. Waiting for the throw in. It's Vicoso to throw it in for Suva. And it goes way down the back, and a nice take at the back there. Falling flat to the ground, in actual fact, at the back there it might have been Tailevu who took that ball, and in they go. Suva with some fresh legs, making a little bit of difference, it would appear, amongst the forwards. Here they go again. It's Tailevu on this grandstand sideline, trying to shoulder them back into the bunch, and as they make their way round on the outside of the maul again. Another effort by Suva, pick and drive again. Way they go short. And good help in there this time. Namata being of assistance to them. So too Davu was anxious to go forward with them. In they come again, and a drive in there, looking to see who the halfback in there is. Nasila Sela relieving Marawalu. Nasila Sela, a penalty against Tailevu in that maul, and the referee saying it was offside. He gave it forward. That's what he said. He's given it, handed it forward. A forward pass it is, and Suva taking their time to allow the ball to be kicked into touch, perhaps. And it's going to be a shot at goal. A shot at goal. There's only 15 points to 13, and they're running against time. There's 38 minutes gone in this second half. 2 minutes to go, and the vital 2 minutes, it enables Molovoro to see whether he can widen the gap. Suva 15, Tailevu 13, and Suva's points from either the boot of Nangisa or Molovoro, one having 3, Molovoro having 2 successes with the boot so far. Molovoro steps back. The crowd hushes as he's poised to see what he can do. The breeze strong across the flight of the ball. No, he hasn't allowed for that breeze coming across, and it goes outside the left-hand upright. Otherwise, it was a good length kick. Not quite accurate enough as it comes forward to Navarre. Navarre throws it across to the grandstand sideline, and again they take it infield, and this is where Bainavalu would restart. Long kick down through the centre into the waiting arms back there of Molovoro. Decides to put it back where it came from, back into over the 22-metre line. Back they give it, another left footer down towards the touchline. Does it stay in touch? No, it goes out. It beats them all. A long, low, raking kick with the wind directly behind them, and the ball then eventually going into touch midway 22 and halfway in Suva territory for a Tailevu throw-in. He must have got a hand to it in trying to keep it in touch, otherwise it would have been a Suva put in. As here we wait for the ball to come in from Tailevu. In it comes, and again Tailevu's advantage. They've got it. They're driving forward. They're driving Suva back. They've made several metres of valuable territory as Suva are driving them towards touch. They've halted the drive, and down to the ground are those in front. Ball on the ground, coming back on the Suva side, it appears, as Tailevu line themselves out wider. No, the ball is on Tailevu's side, and out it comes. It's come out wide. Tukeri takes it forward up to the 22-metre line. Again, they go back the other side. They made space in doing so. Another penalty that'll let Suva off the hook this time as Tailevu's pressing very strongly. The penalty awarded, 5 outside the 22, and the referee saying that Tailevu were off their feet in that maul, in that ruck, and the penalty then against them as it sent into touch on that terrace side of the field, with the referee carefully looking at his watch, and we say that it is just on time in the second half. Only moments left. There would be a couple of minutes perhaps of injury time to give. In it comes. Lost back towards the touchline. Tailevu to throw it in as it's theirs. And the referee said it was knocked through by Suva. That's what it was. Knocked through by Suva. He brings the scrum in 15 metres on the 10-metre line in Suva territory. Ready for Tailevu to put in yet again. Substitute Taisian Druma to put it in for Tailevu with the last moments of the game ticking away. Druma poised. They touch shoulders, and referee speaking to them for a moment, asks them to break up. He wants the scrum to go down again. Suva a little reluctant. But we'll see another scrum on the 10-metre line. With Suva leading Tailevu 15-13. And a bit of chat there between Sila at half, with Matawalu now replaced. And Sila was talking to his supports. In it goes, and while the scrum has screwed around, it's kicked and then picked up by Sila. A bouncing pass goes out wide, a kick then forward as the ball was bouncing straight into the hands back there of Kuru, who came across from that far side, taken neatly by Mulavoro. And the referee has said it was knocked forward by Mulavoro, as I thought it was he who recovered his own ball. The referee has said we'll take the scrum 4 metres outside the 22-metre line in Suva territory, 15 in from the grandstand side of the field. He's having to explain his actions as we wait for the scrum to go down, and we're in referee's time now. 15-13, Suva lead Tailevu, and there's still time with Tailevu to put the ball into the scrum. There's still a chance for them to make up the difference between the two, as we're in referee's time now. And the penalty, a free kick. It is a free kick taken then quickly by Voetti. Lines it up out wide. There's a situation that going through the middle there. Tarongaolu, he's gone over the 22-metre line. Ball back to Tailevu. Infield it comes. Dakuitonga caught and taken down. And they're inside the 22-metre line. Tailevu sensing there's not much time left. An extra effort from Tailevu, playing with a man short, remember. They're 8 metres inside the 22, still going forward. They've got it. There's an attempted field goal that was charged down by Suva. The ball back on the 22-metre line, caught and gone down there, and then Tailevu trying to drive through the middle of the ruck. They stopped just on the Suva side, ball on the ground, and the referee, has he got his hand? No, he's pointing something out into the ruck there for Suva. As Tailevu have it, they try to drive forward, a pick and drive from them. Play held up, the ball on the ground. Which side are they going to go? Tailevu with it, they're driving together. They're over the 22-metre line. Another drive forward. The Suva forwards there just pulling them down, but it's a metre or two at a time. Another effort by Tailevu. They go onto the terrace side of it. Still they're moving across towards, and they're still on the grandstand side of the goalpost. They've gained several other metres. They've driven forward yet again. The effort is in it. The tension is on. The anxiety is for Tailevu to score. They've got to avoid a penalty, Suva, as again they're standing off. Advantage to Tailevu, says the referee. As another drive through by Tailevu. No way through there, and back they go for another one. And there is a field goal. The travel for Tailevu, and Tailevu have made it 16 points to 15 with a field goal. What is the referee saying? He says the game over. Where is the referee? He's standing there. No, wait a minute then. He's called them back. No, it has not happened. Why hasn't it happened? Their hands went up. A penalty instead from straight in front. So there was the field goal effort. I thought it went over. It must have gone outside the upright because they all jumped with hands in the air, and instead it is an award of a penalty, and this will be Bainavalu straight in front, 12 metres out. Shouldn't have any problems at repeating what we saw, but from a penalty rather than the field goal. He drives, lifts it high, and there it is. And Tailevu play some excellent forward work with one man short in their forward pack, had taken play from the 10-metre line right down inside the 22-metre line. They had time after time after time of trying to pick and drive. Suva held them out. I said that Suva had to avoid giving away a penalty, and in fact that's what you saw. The advantage of the referee, his arm was out, and with that a field goal effort was made. I thought it was over, so did the players, but he called them back and said penalty to Tailevu, and the penalty was successful. Mainavalu managed to get that, so it takes Tailevu into the lead and to the victory by 6.